Assalamu alaikum everyone. In this video, I will be solving with you the final exam of term 1 that you did in Swift Assess 2020-2021 for grade 9 advanced mathematics. So in your exam, in the first question, he asked you to find the inverse of the function. And to find the inverse of the function, you have to follow some steps. Let's see these steps. First of all, you have to remove your f of x and put it as y equal 2/3x plus 6. Then imagine that you are having a mirror exchange between the y and the x. So we will be having x is equal to 2/3y plus 6. Now, if I would like to solve for y, that means I will be solving it as an equation. I will be moving the 6 to the other side. So x minus 6 equal 2/3y. Then I would like to have y alone. Whenever you are having any fraction, you can just flip it and multiply by the opposite. Both sides. And don't forget to put the brackets because it is binomial. 2 terms, not only one term. So your y will be 3/2x minus 6 between brackets. Then you can do the distributive property. It will be 3/2x minus 3/2 multiplied by 6. And all of this will be giving you, now you will cancel the f, you will write f inverse of x will be giving you 3/2x minus 9. So your answer will be this one. Let's go to the other question. Which pair of ratios forms a proportion? So in this question, you can solve it using the cross product. Whenever you are having an answer with an equal cross product to the other, then it is a proportion. So after trying, you can try all of these. Let's, for example, try 0.3/1.5, and then I will be having 0.5 over 2.0, which is 2. Now you can just multiply the cross product. Then you can have already your answer as the following. If you multiplied 1.5 by 0.5, it will be 3/4. If you multiply 0.3 by 2, it will be 3/5. And they are not equal, so they are not a proportion. You will do the same for the rest. Your answer will be D. So if you try it, it will be 0.4 over 0.3, 8/6. And when you do your cross product, this one will be 2.4 and this one will be 2.4, which is equal at the end. Now let's go to the other question. He would like you to solve the inequality. And remember, solving the inequality, if you are having negative sign, will be changing the signal of the inequality. So let's solve it as given. So 43 bigger than minus 4y plus 11. So I would like to solve for y. So what you can do is that at the beginning, just move the 11 to the other side. So minus 11, minus 11. So 43 minus 11. Then you will be having minus 4 y, and you can start from this side. It should be less than, because I started from here, less than 43 minus 11. Now I would like to get rid of the minus 4. So I can divide everything by minus 4, but pay attention. Whenever I divide by negative sign, that means I will be changing the signal, which will give me later y is bigger than minus 8. So pay attention to this. This is your answer. Some of you may still solve it on the same order, and they will not be changing the order as I did. So what you can do is that you can continue on the same order of this, and you will be having 32 is bigger than minus 4y. Then once you divide, you will be changing the sign. But later, what you need to do is that start writing it from the y. So I gave you 2 ways. Now, let's see this. We are having a question to write a compound inequality for the following graph. So, whenever we are having intersection, that means use and. Whenever you don't have or there is no intersection, you will be using or. So in this case, do I have an intersection between these two inequalities? No, that means I'm having or. So from the beginning, we will be cancelling some of the words. So here I'm having and, here I'm having and, so you will be cancelling this one and you will be cancelling this one. Good. So now what else? What you need to do is that start comparing. You would like your x to be on the right side on values bigger than number 0, but I'm having open circle, that means it's not equal to 0. Or I would like my values to be on the left side, that means I would have less value than minus 3. But do I want to have minus 3 between them? I'm having closed circle, that means yes. I would like to have the values like minus 3. So let's see now the solution. So here we are having equal, so it is rejected. So x is less than or equal minus 3, or x is bigger, which is right. So pay attention once you choose. Now let's solve the inequality that's involving absolute value property. So whenever you are having absolute value in the inequality, you will be having 2 cases. Case 1 and case 2. And pay attention, that's different than the equation. You will be taking whatever inside the absolute value one time positive, the other time negative, and put it between brackets. Then keep writing the same inequality with the same number. Good. So now if I would like to solve this inequality, it's easy. Minus 7 minus 7 bigger than or equal 14, divide by 2, divide by 2, your f is bigger than or equal 7. But here, I'm having negative sign outside. You are having two choices, whether you divide by minus and change the sign from the beginning, or you do distributive property, then later you will do changing the sign. So let's divide by minus and change it from the beginning. So 2f plus 7 less than or equal minus 21. That means I will be taking minus 7 both sides. 2f less than or equal minus 28, divide by 2, divide by 2. Now f less than or equal minus 14. Now if I would like to graph it, so I can know my set or my solution set, roughly I will be sketching it. So I will be putting here a circle, minus 14, another circle on 7. So since both are closed, I will be coloring both of them. And now ask yourself, what are the values bigger than 7? That means you will go to the right. Ask yourself, what are the values less than minus 14? That means to the left. And there is no intersection. That means I will be using OR. So your answer, I would like to have if less than or equal minus 14, or if bigger or equal 7. This is your answer. That's it. Now, he would like you to evaluate the expression, and he gave you already some of these values. So, let's write it first. A over B all square minus C all over A minus B. So this is your expression, and he gave you A, B, and C. So what's your A? Minus 2. What's your B? 6 all squared minus your C is 2, A minus 6. So you can use your calculator, but don't forget your brackets, which will be giving you 13 over 36. Now let's go to the other question, simplifying the expression. So when you simplify the expression, you are having brackets here. So mostly you have to think first of the distributive property. So you can just put the arrow from the beginning. So minus 3 multiplied by the first term is minus 3xy. Then minus 3 multiplied by 2, which is minus 6y. Good. Plus 5y minus x. Now I would like to have the like term, minus 3xy minus y minus x, which is my b. Good. Now let's go to the other question. He's asking you find the value of x. Here it is unknown, and here it is unknown. Find the value of x so that two figures will be having same area. From the word same area, that means you must make an equation to equate both areas. So area 1 must be equal to area 2, so they can be having same area, and I can solve them. So let me have the first area, area 1. How can I calculate it? So in general, for any rectangle, it is L by W. So I'm having here 6 multiplied by 3 plus x. And the other area, it's all about 10x. So now, I would like to have area 1 to be equal to area 2 to find x. That means 6, 3 plus x must be equal to 10x. So in this case, I will be making the distributive property. So 18 plus 6x is equal to 10x, which will be giving me, if I shifted this one to the other side, so 10x minus 6x equal 18, that will be giving me 4x is equal to 18, which will be giving me divide by 4, your x, it's all about 4.5. That's it. Now let's go to the other question. Find the x and y intercept of the graph of the equation 2x plus 3y equal to 5. So I would like to have the x-intercept and the y-intercept. So whenever I'm saying x-intercept, that means I'm having value of x, but my y is 0. But I want y-intercept, that means the opposite, the 0 for the x, and there is a value of y. Good. So now I would like to have, first of all, x-intercept. So we can just keep them as it is. And imagine that you are not having part, you can just highlight it. So here I'm having 0 for the y. So 2x, you will be keeping it, plus 3 and 0 here equal to 5. That means 2x is equal to 5. That means your x, it's all about 5 over 2. And the key is to make it as a fraction. So you should know how to make it as a fraction, which is 2 and 1 over 2. Good. So now let's focus. And focus on what you are doing, because he will be confusing you. And now y-intercept, it's all about 2 and 0 for the x plus 3y equal to 5. Now 3y equal 5, divide by 3, so my y, it's all about 5 over 3, which is 1 and 2 over 3. Good. Now let's see which choice is that. Look at D. Y-intercept, it's 1 and 2 over 3. X-intercept is 2 and 1 over 2. So focus on this. What he did for you, he swapped. So this is wrong. Pay attention. Okay, let's see. Find the rate of a change. And I discussed this many times in my videos. Whenever he's asking you about the rate of a change, it is the same question as find the slope. And finding the slope, it's all about rise over run, or delta y over delta x, which is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Great. So now let's go to each of these points and calculate the slope. So my slope, it's all about 6 minus 2 and 3 minus 0. So first of all, I should cancel this one because this is a positive slope, and I should cancel this one. The line is making an acute line, an acute angle with the x-axis. That means it will never be negative slope. It should be positive. So now you are between B and C. So your answer is 4/3, which is your B. Now let's go to the other question. He would like you to write an equation of the line that passes through a point and having a slope of 3. So let's write the point slope form. Y minus y1 equal m all x minus x1. So let's write it from the beginning. So y minus, now here is your y1, here is your x1. So minus minus, later it will be changing, 3x minus 2. So y plus 4 equal to 3x minus 2, which will be giving you your second choice. Now let's go to this, which is very easy, and it was like a gift for you in the exam. It doesn't need any thinking. So it's just need from you that you recognize what is the step function. So here it is piecewise defined function, piecewise defined function, absolute value function. So this is the only one which is the step function. Now let's see. Identify the equation that has a solution different than the solution to the other 3. That means 3 will be having same solution, 1 will be having different solution. So let's solve. So here you will be solve it by subtraction. So your n will be equal 13. Here by addition. So indirectly he would like you to solve equations. So from the beginning I'm getting different solutions. Now let's see. So here n is equal 13. I'm multiplying both sides by 2. 5 plus n equal 18 minus 5 minus 5. N is equal 13. That means where is the different one? This is. All of them have n equal to 13. Now let's focus on this question. So this question will be telling you about the direct variation questions. So you have to remember that whenever he will be telling you varies directly, once you read the question and you see this word, you have to understand directly that you need to use y equal kx. So let's see, you find that the number of messages that you receive on your message board varies directly as the number of messages you post. So let me clarify it for the Arab people. So it's all about الرسائل التي تستلمها تتغير طرديا مع عدد الرسائل التي تنشرها. So in general, the number of messages will be varying directly. So from this word, we know that we will be using the relationship of the direct variation. So we can keep that the messages we receive because it is varying as y, and the messages that we are posting as x. Good. So now he's telling you, when you post 5 messages, that means he gave you x already. You receive 12 messages in return. 12 equal to 5k. So your k, it's all about 2.4. So in this case, your k, again, it's all about 2.4. Great. Now, you have to return back and write the relationship 2.4x and read the question. Find the number of messages that you need to post to receive 96 messages. That means he would like you to find x. Substitute, solve this equation. Your x will be all about, divide by 2.4, divide by 2.4, your x will be 40. So you need to post 40 messages in order to receive 96 messages. Now let's see this question. Write an equation in slope-intercept form for the line passes through 5 and 7, which is perpendicular to this graph. And this is the key point. So let's see this line. So the first line, line 1, let's organize it. It's all about y equal 1 plus 3, 6. So you can organize your question and move minus 3x to this side. With this, you know that M1 for this line is all about 3. Now, I want an equation for other line which is perpendicular to line 1. So, we know that whenever we are having two lines which are perpendicular to each other, if I multiplied M1 by M2 of the second line, I will be getting minus 1. So now I need to get M2, in which if I multiply it with M1, I will be getting minus 1. So always flip and take the opposite sign. So it will be 1 over 3 with minus. So this is M2. And I'm having this point. I want it in slope-intercept form. So y equal, now this is for line 2. So y equal mx plus b. So since I'm writing for the second line, so I will be using 5, 7 point, this one, x and y, and I will be using m2. So 7 is equal minus 1 over 3 by 5 plus b. With this, your b, it's all about 26 over 3. And now let's write it again. So it will be minus 1 over 3x plus 26 over 3. Good, which will be your b. Now let's go to the other question. Write an algebraic expression for the verbal expression. So 7 times means multiplication. The sum. So whenever he's telling you the sum, that means you must open brackets and prepare the sum inside these brackets. And now see the sum of what? Of a squared. So whenever he's telling you a squared, that means it is to the power of 2. And b. Then all of this minus, which is subtraction, 4 times the sum of a squared and b. Good. With this, my answer will be b. Now let's go to the other question. Solve this equation. So 4 over absolute value of p, and pay attention to this question. It's not the p alone. That means you need to focus while solving. So now let's eliminate anything next to 4 over the absolute value of p. So minus 12 minus 12. So 4 over absolute value of p is equal to 2. Now, what I can do is that I would like to make the absolute value of p up. So what I can do is that I will be flipping the fractions. What I did is I only flipped, and also you can solve it by the cross product. You have two choices. And with this, I can multiply by 4, multiply by 4. With this, I'm having my absolute value of p. It's all about equal to 2. And you know that whenever you are having absolute value of p, that means you are having two solutions, case 1 and case 2. Each p will be equal plus 2 and minus 2. Or you can write it like this as a solution set minus 2 and 2. And this will be your solution. So focus while solving, because this is accurate. If you didn't see the absolute value which is down, that means your solution will be wrong. Now let's see this question. Arithmetic sequence. He would like you to find the nth term. So just put the nth term equation in front of you. an is equal a1 plus n minus 1 d. So now focus. First of all, find the d. The d, it's all about the common difference. a2 minus a1. That means 13 minus 15, which is all about minus 2. Then your a1, it's all about 15. Now you will be substituting your an 15 plus n minus 1, and you will be needing to distribute the minus 2. So an is equal 15 minus 2n plus 2. An is equal to 17 minus 2n. When n is bigger than or equal 1, which is 17 minus 2n, this. Just see. Now let's see this question, and this question was in my previous video, and actually it was in the exam of 2019-2020. So let's focus and try to solve this question. So he would like to solve this equation for a. So let me write it again for you. Ax plus z equal aw minus y. I would like to have the a alone. So how can I have the a alone? I can gather all the a's on one of the sides. So what I can do is that I will be moving this ax into this side. So z is equal to aw minus ax minus y. Then what I will do with the minus y, I will move it to the other side. So it will be z plus y equal to aw minus ax. Now I'm having repeated a. That means I can take them as common factor by dividing each by A, get it outside, and lastly, if I would like to have the A alone, that means I need to divide by W minus X. So the answer will be Z plus Y over W minus X. So it will be Z plus Y over W minus X. Good. Now the last question in the exam, focus. It's all about the percent of a change. The cost of a new car, it's all about 25,500. So this is all about the new car. And pay attention to the word new. This is 25% greater than the used car. So he would like to have the cost of the used car. So the used, we can put it as the old, and the new will be our newest car. So we can use the percent of a change, new minus old over old equal to the percent or X% over 100. And now what is the cost? 25 and 500 minus, I don't know what will be the cost of the used. I know only the new over X. And now I know what will be the percentage. Is it 25 over 100? So now what you need to do is that you need to solve it using the cross product. So you need to distribute and use the cross product. So it will be 25x equal 100 multiplied by 25,500. Then again you will multiply it with this one. So I made the distributive property at the same time. Then you will be moving this 100x here, so it will be 125x is equal to this whole number. If you multiply together, you will be getting this. Good. Then divide both sides by 125 by 125. You will be getting your x as 20,400 dirhams. That's it. I wish you all best of luck, and if you have any question, remember that you can ask me in the comments. Thank you so much. Have a great day.